Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and another episode of Dear Nero, which of course is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in fan mail and or fan questions and I do my best to answer them. This week we're going to be taking in questions from Twitter as well as my YouTube inbox. This way I'm making it so you guys have as many options as possible to submit your questions. That way we can hopefully have more questions featured on every episode of Dear Nero. We have a number of great questions to go over this week, so let's hop into the first one here, which is going to be coming in from Zach, who writes, Dear Nero, if Call of Duty ceased to exist, what video game series do you think you would primarily make YouTube videos off of? Now, Zach, this is a very interesting question. I think it's a question that's always kind of in the back of my mind, and it's also always in the back of the minds of other Call of Duty YouTubers as well. What would we do if Call of Duty stopped being popular? What would I do if I stopped being an above-average player at Call of Duty? What would I do if people stopped caring about my opinion of Call of Duty? Or what if Activision were to go the way of Barry Sanders, or more recently Calvin Johnson, and decide to retire at their prime? What if Activision said, you know what, we have accomplished everything that we've set out to do. We are going to be ending the Call of Duty franchise after Black Ops 3. We are no longer going to be making any more Call of Duty games. We're going out on top and we're going to start focusing on a new IP, whatever that IP might be. Who knows, right? That could happen. It's very unlikely, but that could happen. So it's always in the back of my mind, what would I do if Call of Duty stops being popular? It stops working here on NerosCinema. I think I would make my channel a Let's Play channel. I think I would merge my two channels, which are NerosCinema and Nero's Let's Plays, and essentially just make NerosCinema a Let's Play channel. And if you guys are unaware, because I know there's subscribers that come, subscribers go, there's always like an influx of new people here on my channel, I do have a second channel. It's youtube.com/Nero's Let's Plays, where I post primarily not Call of Duty stuff, although I do post some Call of Duty zombie stuff over there occasionally. But that channel is essentially for everything other than Call of Duty. You know, I post mainly COD here on NerosCinema, but on all the other games I play, I post over there. And right now we're focusing on Madden 16 and Fallout 4 because those are the two games I'm really enjoying playing the most right now. And so we're doing video series out of that. But there's also a bunch of old Let's Plays on that channel of lots of different Pokemon games. We even have some competitive Pokemon stuff with Pokemon Showdown. We had some Minecraft stuff way back when. My most successful series ever was actually Game Dev Tycoon, which is actually a really fun indie game where you basically take over the life of a game, like a game designer. You basically are starting up a gaming company in the garage of your mother's house and you start making video games. It's a simulation game essentially. It's a very fun game, and I think it costs like, it's like less than $10. I made like almost like 60 videos out of it. Like, people loved it. It was a very fun series. Of course, Borderlands and stuff. Like, there's a wide variety of games I like to play. I think a lot of people definitely pin me as a Call of Duty only guy because that's what I do here on NerosCinema. But in reality, I love a wide variety of genres. I love a wide variety of games. It's just NerosCinema is a Call of Duty channel and Nero's Let's Plays is for everything else. And if Call of Duty were to randomly cease to exist, I think I would turn NerosCinema kind of into Nero's Let's Plays essentially, where I would just post a wide variety of games. I don't think I would focus on one particular game because I like so many games. I think it'd be hard to try and like get ridiculously passionate about a game series the same way I have for Call of Duty. I don't think I could be as passionate for Borderlands, for example, as I am Call of Duty. I don't think I could get as passionate about Fallout as I could Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty for almost a decade, so that would be my plan. If Call of Duty were to just cease to exist randomly, just, you know, poof, off the face of the earth is just gone, I would turn NerosCinema probably into a Let's Play channel. I think that would be the plan. The next question is going to be coming in from Vim, who writes, Dear Nero, do you think that Treyarch should show the player count instead of just the percentage of players playing a certain game mode? Vim, I totally think that should be the case. I think that would be the best thing for us, the consumer, to be able to see and be able to have access to that information, how many people are playing the game, how many people are in each individual playlist. That just, it's good for us, right? If there's only, I'll make up a number, this is a really low number, but let's say there's only 500 people playing Kill Confirm for whatever reason on Black Ops 3 on the Xbox One, then I'm probably not going to play Kill Confirm that day because there's not a lot of people playing it. Therefore, there's probably only going to be one lobby I'm going to be able to connect to. I'm going to go ahead and play a much more populated playlist. It's nice to know that information. It's also nice because I'm kind of a media guy. I make YouTube videos, right? So if Call of Duty were to have an exceptional week, or you start off doing exceptionally, like 100,000 to 200,000 people playing at any given time on like a Tuesday afternoon or something like that, it would be nice to be able to have that information so I could do some comparisons. Like, hey guys, look at this. I did this actually a couple of years ago. Look at this. There's this many people playing Black Ops 3 versus this many people that are playing Advanced Warfare. Now you can do comparisons and stuff like that. The comparison I actually gave was during Call of Duty Ghosts, actually. So Call of Duty Ghosts, you can actually see the player count. Same thing went for Black Ops 2. And the problem with Call of Duty Ghosts was there was more people playing Black Ops 2 only a few months into the Ghost life cycle than there were actually playing Ghosts, which was the current Call of Duty, the newest Call of Duty at that time. So it was kind of a bit of a PR disaster, I think, for Infinity Ward, because they put out this new Call of Duty game and more players actually decided to go back and play Black Ops 2 rather than play the new game because they didn't like the new game, right? So that's definitely bad for the developer. The reason why, this is just my theory, that they don't show us the actual player count is for that exact reason. People like me, YouTubers who are going to make videos about that stuff, and people that are running news sites that are going to post up articles and make people aware of the player counts of all the various games and whatnot. So that's just my thought on that. I don't know if that's the actual reason. They do actually give us the percentage, which is nice. It's nice to see that, again, I'm making up examples, 40% of players are playing Team Deathmatch, and 10% are playing Kill Confirm, 20% are playing Domination, whatever. It's nice to see that. It's nice to kind of see like where the COD community is kind of ranking the playlists, so you find out which playlists are more popular as compared to some other ones. It's nice to have access to some information, and I gotta give Treyarch credit for giving us at least some information, but ultimately it's a bad idea for them to give us the actual player count, because again, we're gonna nitpick that. We really are. If Black Ops 3 has less than 100,000 people playing it, suddenly there's gonna be people coming out of the woodwork to say Black Ops 3 is dead and how terrible of a game it is. Or if it's doing really, really well, people aren't gonna really talk too much about it whatsoever because they kind of expect it to do well, right? So there's really no advantage, I don't think, for them to actually put the player count like on the screen and show us the exact number of players that are playing, at least in our region. So I don't know. It'd be nice if they were to give us that information, but I don't think they ever will. Again, I actually make a prediction right now that I don't think we're ever going to see an actual player count in Call of Duty again, although I will be pleasantly surprised if they go ahead and show it to us, especially next year with Infinity Ward's next game, because going back to my example, Infinity Ward was the people that made Call of Duty Ghosts, the game that was being outplayed by the previous Call of Duty game only a few months into the game's life cycle. So that was definitely pretty bad. It was kind of a disaster for them, and I wonder if them of all people would actually implement a player count back into their game. Next question. He is going to write, Dear Nero, I haven't been watching Dear Nero in a while, and I'll try to start watching it again. I don't know if you've addressed the question of if the What If series will come back. I found your channel a while ago when the What If the Zombie Apocalypse happened the video, and that's why I subbed that long ago. Please answer and keep up the great work. Jesse from Florida. So Jesse, I've actually got this question a number of times. I may have answered it once or twice in the past, but it was such a short-lived series 2 years ago that I'm surprised that so many people actually remember it. So I did a series called What If a long time ago, and essentially the premise of the series was, what if this happened? And now I just discussed all the different possibilities. Some of the episodes I had was, what if the zombie apocalypse happened, which randomly was popular. I have no idea why that video was as popular as it is, but it is one of, I think it's my 5th most viewed video now. It's up to like 750,000 views or something like that. So what if the zombie apocalypse happened? What if humans didn't need sleep? I went over like all this information as to, exactly how much on average we sleep per year, and exactly how much that equates to how much of our average lifetime that we spend sleeping, and what if we didn't have to sleep, and what would we be able to do with all the extra time? Like, it was an interesting concept for a series, but in the realm of hypotheticals like that, the number of possibilities is nearly infinite, and it's hard to envision exactly how different the world would be because of all these little tiny changes that would happen. The smallest change can affect nearly anything, and so essentially when I was making these videos, I would just end up coming up like just with this rabbit hole essentially, where I would like start talking about this, and I start talking about this, and I start talking about this, and it's just all hypotheticals, and ultimately I just wasn't very happy with the format of the show. I did 4 episodes, and after that I just kind of lost the passion to make more of them, but it was interesting while it lasted. I did, again, 4 videos, and it's weird because I did these videos 2 years ago, and yet people still talk about the series as if it was like some of my best work, whereas at the end of the day, I was just really talking about hypotheticals. Like in the what if the zombie apocalypse happened video, I was making a lot of comparisons to Walking Dead, and exactly like the physics of zombies, and how we would actually be able to survive against them, and how would a disease actually spread, and all this stuff. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's all just hypotheticals. Like, none of it was actually fact-based. It was just me, going down the rabbit hole essentially, which I could see why that would be interesting for some people. But after 4 episodes, I kind of thought like, yeah, this isn't working out for me. I'm not enjoying making these videos. The first few were kind of fun, but I'm starting to run out of ideas, and some other ideas that I had, they would have been very hard to execute upon. Like, what if World War II didn't happen? Do you know how hard it would be to try to explain or even try to think of what the world would be like if World War II didn't happen? Because there is so many things that were actually affected by the event of World War II itself. It'd be nearly infinite, guys. That's the thing. It goes back to, in the realm of hypotheticals, the number of possibilities is infinite, and it's too hard to make content out of that, in my opinion, because even if I make an entire 20-minute video talking about what would be different about the world if World War II didn't happen, I'm still not talking about 99.9% of the other things that would be changed if World War II didn't happen. It was a weird series. It was like kind of like an experimental one, and it definitely made me very weary of making new series in the future, because for whatever reason, if you make a series, people for whatever reason attached to it. There's like, that's a series, you have to do it now. You will do that series until the end of days. Kind of like Dear Nero now. We're almost up to 200 episodes, for crying out loud. But people, they latch onto a series so much, and even now, 2 years later, I'm still getting questions, whatever happened to the What If series, which again, was 4 videos I made 2 years ago. It's like, I don't know, guys. You guys are nuts with your series, I'm telling you. But yeah, that's what happened to What If. I didn't enjoy making the videos as much. The first few were really fun. I really enjoyed them. But after a couple of them, it was like, I'm not really digging this anymore, and I decided to cancel the series. Nothing more, nothing less. Next question is going to be coming in from Richard, who writes, Dear Nero, if you were to make a perk in Call of Duty, what kind of perk would you make? Now, before I get into this, because I've actually gotten this question before, and it's always so interesting to get the responses from you guys, what you guys would exactly change. So right now, before I give my answer, what would you guys like to see? If you can make a perk specifically for Black Ops 3 and make it realistic, don't make it, I wish I had infinite health. No, make it a realistic perk that could actually be implemented to the game, what would you guys like to see? Write that down in the comments. I would definitely be interested to read about that, and I'm going to give you guys a second. Write it down. You writing? Have you paused the video at least? Have you done something? I just want to make sure you guys are writing this down because I want to see your guys' thoughts. I don't want people to steal my idea because I'd love this for an idea. My perk, which I don't have a name for, would be immunity to headshots. I would like to be immune to all headshot damage. Now, if you want to shoot me in the head, I want to make it so it does damage equal to like if you were shooting me like in the chest or in the foot or something like that, right? Make it so I take damage in the head, but make it so when people shoot me in the head, they don't get a damage multiplier. Now, this is something that I, as an old school Call of Duty fan, I'm very weary of this. I notice it a lot because I'll be shooting at somebody and like, how did I get outgunned? And every time I feel as though I should have won a gunfight and I didn't. 90% of the time, it's because they got a headshot. Now, I understand the headshot multipliers are not nearly as high as they used to be in Black Ops 3, but they do still like make a difference. And one bullet is all it takes in Call of Duty, really. So I'll be putting bullets in him, he'll be putting bullets in me, but because he got like a flinch headshot or something on me, he got that one extra bullet on my head, which did just enough damage to make it so he killed me just before I was able to kill him, which is super annoying. And then you have the entire idea of like high caliber headshots with assault rifles and stuff. Like, I just would like it if there was a perk to make it so I would not take any damage or any extra damage essentially from headshots. There'd be no headshot multiplier on me whatsoever. I would make this a first perk, so you would have to kind of pick between using it and Flak Jacket, or you'd have to make the decision to use your wild card. And if you did use the perk 1 wild card, what would you choose? Flak Jacket and this headshot immunity perk, or would you want Ghost in there? Like, there's a bunch of great first perks, right? So I think that would be the way to go. That's what I would go with for a perk. Now, I don't think it would be the most popular perk in the world. I don't think everybody would be jumping up and down at the idea of it, but it's something that I would personally run, and I would like to see it come into Black Ops 3. That would be cool, and I'm definitely be interested to read what you guys have come up with. What kind of perks would you guys like to see enter Black Ops 3? The next question is going to be coming in from Brandon, who asks, Dear Nero, what kind of time do you have to have at your disposal to maintain a YouTube channel? Have you had to sacrifice hanging out with friends to maintain the channel? I'm interested in starting a channel as a hobby, but don't feel like I have the time. Thanks. This is an interesting question because it is a case-by-case basis, and it really depends on what you want out of your YouTube channel. So, Brandon, if you're going to start up your channel, like right now, 0 subscribers, never posted a video, don't even have a logo, don't even have a name yet. You know, if you were to make up your YouTube channel, you can put as little or as much time into your channel as you would like. You could start making daily content, you could start making weekly content, you can start making a couple of videos here and there, or you can do what most people do and make 10 videos over the course of 4 months and then complain about why your channel isn't growing, which I actually got a message about that today. It's like, I've been making videos for 4 months now, and yeah, I've only gained 40 subscribers. What's my problem? What am I doing wrong? I looked at his channel, and he had 10 videos over the course of 4 months. And it's like, well, there's your problem. I make north of 50 videos a month between both of my channels, and you make 10 videos over the course of 4. You see the difference there. You see why one channel is growing and one channel isn't. You know, you have to actually make content. You have to engage with the people that are watching you. You know, that's definitely part of it. So if you want to make a YouTube channel as a hobby, and let's just say you want to make COD commentaries, you want to give out tips. You know, you feel as though you're a good player. You want to make tips and, you know, show people your Create classes and show people lines of sight, stuff like that. You could do that on a relatively low time budget. I don't even know what the phrase I'm looking for here. It's like you could actually do that with a low amount of time. You could actually make a couple of these videos. It wouldn't take you very long. But if you wanted to make YouTube like kind of like a career, then it's going to take a lot more time because you're making a lot more videos. You're working a lot more on your quality. You're working a lot more on your editing. You're definitely working just a lot more if you're going to take Call of Duty and take YouTube very seriously. That's what you want your channel to be. But if you're somebody who just wants to do it as a side hobby like you described, I mean, go for it. It's not going to take really that much time to be able to put together some videos. You know, you play what you're already playing, so that doesn't really even count as part of the equation of, you know, how much time you have to put in. And then you need to record, obviously, then come up with your idea and then make a video. You know, it's not that hard to make a video. At first, it's going to be confusing because you're not used to editing. You're not used to speaking into a microphone. Like, I have gotten so second nature here, guys. I'm literally sitting here in my room by myself, talking to myself right now. There's nobody in my house because I live alone. There's nobody here. I'm just sitting here talking into a microphone, but it's weird because I know thousands of people are listening to me. As I'm saying this, I know that thousands of people are going to be hearing me say this, and it's a weird little thing that we've got going on here, right? And it's going to take a little bit of getting used to that when you're making your own videos as well. So it won't take very long. If you still want to make Call of Duty videos as kind of a side hobby or Let's Play videos or something like that, fine. I mean, you're not going to be, you know, part of a schedule or anything like that. You're not going to have a quota that you're trying to meet every single month or anything like that. Like, my goal every month, and I typically meet it, is 50 plus videos between both of my channels. I typically meet that every single month, but that's like the hardcore end of it. Like, you don't need to be putting out 50 videos a month, especially if you're just doing this as like a side hobby. And you don't need to sacrifice in real life time. You don't need to miss the dance. You don't need to not hang out with your friends because you want to make YouTube videos. If it's just a hobby, then you can work around it. You know, if it's something that you're kind of doing as a livelihood, it's a little bit different. You have to dedicate more time to it than you would other things. But if it's just a hobby and you just want to make some videos just for some fun, which at the end of the day, guys, never lose sight of that. YouTube is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy making videos, which is, even though I am several thousand videos in at this point, I still, at the end of the day, love making videos. It's fun for me. I enjoy engaging with you guys. I enjoy making stuff that people watch. And just, it's fun. It's a hobby and a passion and a livelihood. It's like a career in some respects. And it's fun. I enjoy YouTube. It's awesome, and I definitely recommend that you, Brendan, make a channel, or anyone else out there. If you have the strive and you have the idea that you want to make a channel, you want to have some fun, do it. It's gonna be fun. Just please don't go into it with the idea that you're gonna be the next PewDiePie or something like that, and you're gonna start making all kinds of money from it. It's gonna be your new career. Go into it with the idea that you want to make videos, especially the kind of videos that you like to watch. If you can kind of replicate that and make that style of video, but with your own twist on it, and enjoy yourself, then it's worth it. And whether or not you blow up is irrelevant, because you're enjoying yourself making videos and having fun. So Brandon, I definitely recommend it. It doesn't take that much time, especially if you're doing it on a very casual hobby level. And yeah, definitely do it, dude. Try it out. I think you'll have some fun. Next question. He is going to write, Dear Nero, I've been watching your Madden series and I love it. P.S. I don't even like American football. I personally like soccer more. Anyway, your character is named Joe Nero, and I was wondering, is your name Joe, or is that just the first name that popped into your head? Anthony from California. So Anthony, little known fact, or is it little known? I don't know. My name is Joe. I go by Nero here online, but my real first name is Joe. And no, my last name is not Nero. I wish it was. That would be kind of cool. But I got the phrase Nero because growing up, I was a big wrestling fan. Jeff Hardy was my favorite wrestler, if you guys remember him. And his middle name is Nero. And I thought that was a really cool name. So when I first got Xbox Live, I needed to come up with a name for my Xbox Live gamer tag, right? I couldn't think of anything. And eventually, I came up with Nero because I thought that was such a cool sounding name. And of course, Nero was taken, so I had to put numbers on it. So Nero 10 was actually my first gamer tag ever, Nero 10. And yeah, I've gone by Nero online ever since, but my real first name is Joe. And so when I made my Madden character, I named him Joe Nero, and I guess the rest is history. We are now 3 full seasons into that series. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We're going to be starting out season 4 here soon. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, Joe is my real name. Next and final question. He is going to write, Dear Nero, what is your all-time favorite zombies map? Who is your favorite character? Keep up the great work, Evan from Massachusetts. So this is actually a spoiler for another video that I have done in the past, which I highly recommend all of you guys checking out, my top 10 zombie maps of all time. I actually have a number of top 10 videos. I have the top 10 guns in Call of Duty, top 10 maps, top 10 zombie maps, top 10 camos. I have all that stuff, guys. I have some top 10 videos, and they're actually pretty successful. And a lot of people really seem to like the format of those videos. So definitely go ahead and check out my top 10 zombie maps video. I think it's a pretty good one. But a spoiler to that video, my number 1 favorite map of all time, and still to this day, is Shinonuma from Call of Duty World at War, which is a map that not a lot of people have even played. And if they have played it, a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was great. I loved the fact that you could have these different areas and how the map was like so big, but at the same time kind of not. So you'd have like the doctor's quarters, and you'd have the fishing hut, and you'd have all these like 4 different areas plus like the central area, and every single little spot you'd go to, like if you run out to the doctor's quarters, that kind of felt like its own map. I have so many memories and so much nostalgia for that map, like playing with my friends like back in 2009 or wherever it was, you know, and yeah, we're sitting there playing, and we go out to the doctor's quarters because that's where the box is, and then we hold down that building, like 2 people people up in the front, a couple people in the back watching the windows, and we stay there until the box goes, and then we follow the box wherever. And every time you opened up one of these buildings, 'cause there's 4 buildings like on the exterior of the map, every time you open them, there'd be a random perk in there. So we'd go to this place following the box, and then we'd be watching the perks randomly be selected. We're like, oh, come on, we need Jug, and then you turn out to have it be like double tap. We're like, it's double tap, so we're gonna have to survive here even longer until we can move on to the next building, and then try and get Juggernog from there. And just, it was so much fun. It's my favorite personal zombies map of all time. It's all subjective. That's the thing. People get upset sometimes in my like top 10 videos, even though they're completely subjective. Like, hey, these are my favorite guns in Call of Duty history. Then they're like, wait, you didn't feature this gun. Are you stupid? It's like, no, because it's subjective. There's no actual top 10 like best weapons of all time. They're just top 10 personal favorites of all time. That's what a top 10 is most of the time anyway. So yeah, so that's my personal favorite zombies map of all time. My personal favorite character is Tank Dempsey. How can you not say Tank Dempsey? Tank is awesome. He is hilarious. I love the stuff he says. Nikolai does say some funny stuff as well, but Tank Dempsey is by far the best one in my own personal opinion. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to conclude this week's episode of Dear Nero. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Drop me a rating wherever you guys feel to be deserved. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop me a like rating. It helps the video grow and it helps my channel grow as well. And if you guys would like to submit your questions for the next episode of Dear Nero, you can do so by sending me a personal message here on YouTube, or you can tweet me on Twitter by using the hashtag Dear Nero. I will see all the hashtags on Twitter that say Dear Nero, and I'll also see all my YouTube personal inbox messages. Just be sure to send your question one of those 2 ways, and I'll read it. And if I think it's a good question or a question that'll fit well into the flow of next week's show, then you'll be featured. How awesome does that sound, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.